up.
It wasn't until 4:30 a.m., June 9th, 2011, before 2 of the 5 Food Not Bombs activists were released from the Orange County Jail after being arrested the previous evening at 6:15 p.m. in Lake Eola Park in downtown Orlando. Their crime? Carrying out a large group feeding in a public park. And they're not alone. In the past 2 weeks, the 5 bring the total number of those jailed for food sharing in Lake Eola Park to 12, and that number is expected to grow. The others who were released at around 9 a.m. exited the jail jubilantly in defiance of what one might expect of somebody who just spent 15 hours in a facility housing anybody from drug addicts to those charged with violent crimes.
You win by like 3 minutes.
I win by what?
3 minutes. You're the longest person to stay in prison in Orlando.
Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer has publicly attacked the group Food Not Bombs through his support of the feeding ordinance, referring to them as food terrorists. However, it seems as if the only terrorist is the one who feels as if it is a justified action in a so-called free country to arrest people who are simply trying to care for their fellow man.
Dyer! 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 Shame! Shame!
There's a lot of pressure on Buddy Dyer from certain members of his political party. Some of his bigger donors who run the development down here, and they don't want that type of people. It's really an unconstitutional application of the law. You can put reasonable restrictions on the use of parks, but you can't say who can come in parks versus other people, depending on what they look like.
This is really discriminating against homeless people. You know, it says it's against, you know, the ordinance is against anybody feeding more than 25 people. But really, if there was 25 people in business suits, it wouldn't be a problem.
It's immoral to tell us that we can't come and share food with people who need it. And they want to try to displace the homeless, but it's not just the homeless who come here. It's also those who have low income, those who are working class. So you don't have to be homeless to be hungry. And we've been out here 5-6 years now, and there's no reason that we're going to stop.
Even many of the cops at the event didn't really seem too quick to defend the law that they were enforcing. What do you think about all this?
It's not my decision to work at OPD.
Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha.
No tricks here, dude.
All right. Yeah, no, that's cool.
No, it's my job.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy, though. They're devoting a lot of attention, though, to this when there's, like, kids out drinking and doing other stuff, and look at these kids trying to help the world, you know, help people. I mean,
I gotcha.
I think most of the police officers don't want to be doing these kind of arrests, but they have the mortgage to pay like everyone else, so they're not going to, you know, defy their superiors because they're not trained to think that way in the first place. But those who might think that way aren't going to defy their superiors, just, you know, for some homeless people. Sake, essentially, and they don't see the bigger picture that it's an attack on the public liberty, and they really don't see themselves as defenders of the public liberty. They see themselves more as crowd controllers.
Whether through a subtle gesture of sympathy or out of the fear of inciting unnecessary agitation, the cops allowed the food sharing to continue even after the maximum number of 25 people were fed, as pursuant to the ordinance, but quickly moved in as soon as the last few people had filled their plates. Sorry. Oh.
Protect the peace, that's all right. Protecting Tarpon.
At what point do you guys stop breaking any ordinance? If the city says it's against the law, why do it? food is privilege, or a right, not a privilege. But don't you wonder hey, let me get some shots. I go.
Not a privilege! Food is a right! 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 Not a privilege! Bad Hope you guys sleep well at night. Drinking food out of people's mouths. People are hungry now. Not a privilege. Not a privilege. It's a public park.
Well, I'm going to tell you, fascists, you may be surprised. People in this world are getting organized. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. I said, all you fascists.
Orlando is actually one of the meanest cities in the entire United States in regards to like laws against homeless people. It's illegal to lay horizontal on a park bench. It's in Lake Eola and around the greater like Orlando area. It's illegal to use like the sink in the public bathrooms to wash anything other than your hands. You can't wash your body, and if you're caught, you'll be arrested. You know, they have specific laws that target homeless people, and the reason why they do that is because they want to, you know, protect the image of Orlando. But what they're doing is just discriminating.
Yeah, they just banned sleeping and sitting on sidewalks in St. Pete. Yeah, any kind of. What if you're sitting though? Like it's not a big deal.
Not yet. As long as you're not blocking the way.
Okay.
Impeding flow of pedestrian traffic. I think it's like the technical jargon for it. You know.
Well, so if you're sleeping but you're not impeding traffic.
Yeah, go for it.
Huh.
Yeah, you fall asleep in the park. Okay. They lay down in a tree. Camping, trying to get rolled out of bed. They set up all their belongings. Things like that. A lot of different issues that happen in that.
There's, I mean, on average 9,000 homeless folks in Central Florida, and on any given night there's only 2,000 beds in shelters. Well, you make rules and regulations that make it illegal to camp. Well, where do you think people are going to go?
We don't believe that these people should be hidden, and it's not homeless people, it's not anybody but hungry people, whether you're hungry because you didn't eat breakfast this morning or hungry because you can't afford to eat breakfast. We serve anybody, everybody, and everybody's welcome, and we're not going to let people be hidden away.
People want to have a park that they call their crown jewel, Lake Eola, and so they want it to be pristine. And what they don't believe to be pristine is people that don't look the norm. They don't have a business suit. They don't have a stroller with a kid in it. They're not a jogger. They're just people that want to come and enjoy a nice park and sit down on a bench. And so obviously if you have a backpack, if you have a beard, if you have certain kind of clothing, they're going to pretty much assume that you're homeless.
It's not any place in Orlando. It's within 2 miles of City Hall. So what they're saying is we don't want homeless people to be seen within 2 miles of where we do our business. And that's really what this is about. Local businesses and downtown businesses and downtown homeowners don't like the sight of homeless people.
As the sun set over Lake Eola Park that evening, I found myself a bit choked up thinking about the bravery of these individuals who accepted arrest to fight against what is widely regarded as an oppressive measure. It is easy to simply follow orders or to accept the things around you that are wrong without demonstrating any struggle. It is extremely difficult to step into uncertainty without hesitation, which oftentimes leads one to a life of isolation and loneliness. Luckily, these actions have been received with overwhelming support, and sooner rather than later, it appears that these individuals will be victors in their fight for justice.
All you fascist